Today we're going to share projects that we recently developed, which is one is called Table Reader, and then the second one is our option screenshot called RC, and the third one is MODELBOTS. Here's the agenda of today's presentation. So I'll start with the Table Reader and then pass on to Henry and Doreen to talk about the OCR product, and finally move on for Vincent to talk about competition updates. Table Reader is powered by Invbots Limited, and it is an accurate and efficient data and analytic assistant that empowers you to work efficiently with multiple projects. So here you will see our layout on the right-hand side of this PowerPoint. Before going into our main features of the product, so let's take a look on what you can find on Google. So when you type JPG to Excel converter, you can find this for main competitor with Table Reader. So you can see they all have different advantages and disadvantages. So Table Reader is basically merging the advantages of each of its competitors. So you will see, let's take a look at the output of extract table as an example. You can see the cells are merged on the first line, which is cash flows from operating activities and net cash flows from operating activities. So if the cells are merged, then data would not be accurate. And the second one, the second example, we take a look from online to PDF. You can see it misread the US dollar to an X characters, and on the right-hand side, the numbers are incorrect because they misread the comma to periods. So this would cause significant impact on your decision if you use that. And so Table Reader is your best alternative where it is reliable and helpful to convert the JPEG file to an Excel. And it's now available online, so you can search this website to visit our website. So here's a demo. Also, on the left-hand side, when you've got a table, so it says you cannot just copy and then paste on the Excel, so you have to manually enter the data. So here in Table Reader, you can just upload. You can take a screenshot of the table and then upload the JPEG files, and then click Next here, and then wait a few seconds. So Table Reader will convert the images to editable tables. So here you will need to crop the images to perfectly fit in the tables. And then you press Next, and then wait for a few more seconds for it to process. So, and then you will see the results here. And then you give us a rating on the speed and accuracy, and you submit it, and then you will get a downloadable link for both CSV and Excel format. So here's the output. You can compare with the original table. So it's basically pretty much the same. So here's the five main advantages over our competitors. So it can treat your table even with noisy background, and handle table with or without lines correctly, merge cells, and then also integrate tables on multiple pages into a single table on the spreadsheet, and then also locate the desired table in a large document based on its features. So here's our project timeline. This is now. We are endeavor to maintain high-level security and supporting services of the Table Reader user. And in the future, we are we're striving to enhance the accuracy and also efficiency of table reader. So we believe that we are making data analysis easier, and its application can expand to earning reports, financial fields, and even businesses and academic research. So now I pass the time to Henry and Doreen to talk about their products, which is called Option Screenshot OCR.
Okay, thank you, Sandy. So, Option Screenshot OCR is one of the application of the table readers. So basically, we analyze on the unusual option trading volume, and we try to find out some trading ideas or trading opportunities. So why we have to look at the option tradings? Because investors have to choose the strategies that match their risk tolerance level and the target price range. And at the same time value matters a lot in option tradings. So especially we pay more attention on the transaction dates and expiry dates. So from the example of the Google, we can see the huge amounts of transaction in yesterday. The investor bought a 58 million options, which cost 430 million USD dollars if the investor holds until the expiry date. It shows the potential buying power of the Google, and the investor may have a very strong and bullish view on the stocks. So we may come up with some trading ideas on the Googles, or some long-short player like long Google but short Facebook from the option analysis. So now I will pass down to Doreen to explain the program about the option.
Yeah. So when we started off with this options research, we were stuck with this app called FUTU, and they provide a lot of insights into option data. And on the right, you can see two basic screenshots that we took from the brokerage app. As you can see that there are 6 transactions on each of the screenshots, and there are a huge ton of elements which I'm going to talk about in a few seconds. So first, let me explain to you the basis of our product, and I'll dig right deep into how we break down each screenshot. So the product basically is a simple API where you just upload your zip file of all the screenshots. That's step number 1. You upload the screenshot, and then you wait for a few seconds. It will basically go through each screenshot, use our analytical software, and break it down into a simple Excel file. We will also point out potential errors using our analytics that of which screenshots may have some trouble in parsing, and those can be checked manually by the user later. And this is the simple result from the screenshot. As you can see, everything has been parsed properly. So let me give you one simple example. So this is a single entity and a single element of the screenshot. So as you can see, there are a lot of elements which are highlighted in red, which are important to us. One is order time, ticker, call put. So the first one being the order time. Then we also get the ticker. Then we get the call put ratio. We get whether the thing was buy or sold. This was really interesting because if we see the difference between the contract being bought and sold is just a single Chinese character. So the fact that our system could get all the buy and sell different characters from this screenshot was quite good, because it catches every single Chinese character over there. The next one was the expiry date. As you can see, it formats it into a very simple interface for which a user can read and analyze later. And we have the exercise price, the option amount, the transaction amount, the stock price, and the implied volatility. So these are the 11 things that our option pulls. And the difference between some transactions are very minute, but we can still try to pull everything in a very structured way for analysis later. Just coming back to this slide, I would also like to talk about this type of a table is a very unstructured table. So this is a very simple example of how we can use our table reader concept into different methods, because this is a very repetitive task which a normal analyst would otherwise have to copy each single values into Excel. But now using this, what we have developed with Table Reader, and just moving it around a little bit, we come up with breaking down unstructured tables into something very simple and ready for financial analysts to come up and analyze very easily. So this is one practical example of how we can use our table reader platform, but we can also use it for different unstructured tables as and when the need arises, for sure. So I would again like to stress that it's one of the unconventional data structures into a two-dimensional Excel-like data set. And we just parsed, so that the file that I just showed you all was a screenshot. We passed around 1,000 transactions just within a few seconds or few minutes. And we save time by eliminating manual operations work, because the financial markets are a dynamic place where things are moving every second, and we can't spend time copying and pasting values. And a tool like that will help us for sure. From our test, we achieved a basic 98% accuracy into parsing data into the Excel sheet. And we also point out potential problems, because when we do some optical character recognition, some small minute errors might occur, like a 0 getting recognized as an O, or such small characters which we even humans might make mistakes with. So we also use our post-processing on the data that we generate and point out potential problems. I pass the time to Victoria now, who can talk about our presentation further.
So I'll introduce you about. Oh, sorry. Okay. So another application of the table reader is called CA MODELBOTS. So as we are recently developing the financial model, so we need to find a better way to improve our data source. So we use the table reader to help us to improve it. And so the table before using the table reader, we'll use the table searcher to help us to find the correct tables in the financial reports. So let's see the demo first. So this is what we are doing now. We will find the tables in the financial reports, and then we will automatically identify the currency of that statement. And these are the pages of the balance sheet, and we can also identify the end page of that report. So what we are going to do is just to select the correct area, and then it will help us to process the data into the editable format. So it is very easy. So this is the first step. So after this step, we will have an Excel format like this. So in this page, we can manually edit the tables if we find any errors. But since the videos have some problems. Okay. So here you see these are the 4 pages that we processed, and the data is very clean and accurate already. So the feature of the CA MODELBOTS is first to help us to transform the PDF to Excel so we can edit the tables, and then it can automatically identify the start page and end page for us. And so we do not need to manually input the tables by ourselves. And then it can combine multiple pages together, just like the previous examples. There are 4 pages, and we can successfully combine them together into an Excel format. And then there's a special function of this MODELBOTS CN is that we separate the table cutting and the table editing into different stages, so we can have different people working at the same time. So that's all of our CM model bots, and I'll pass the time to Vincent.